Just yesterday, I was trying to map out the history of decentralized energy grids, and I swear, within 10 minutes, I had like 50 browser tabs open.
Oh, I completely relate to that feeling.
Right. I was just staring at this huge wall of conflicting information, totally overwhelmed. And I kept thinking, there just has to be a more efficient way to actually learn this stuff.
Well, it really is the defining bottleneck of the information age, isn't it? I mean, we have access to virtually all human knowledge now.
Yeah, literally at our fingertips.
Exactly. But actually synthesizing it, weighing the evidence, verifying the claims, connecting all those dots, it remains this incredibly manual and honestly exhausting process.
Which perfectly brings us to our focus today. We're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating new paper from the Beijing Academy of Artificial Intelligence, or BAI.
Yes, it's a very exciting development in this space.
They've introduced this new AI agent called AREX, and it's designed specifically for deep research. So our mission today is to uncover how this system doesn't just, blindly scrape the web. It actually uses this recursively self-improving method to refine its own research process.
Which is going to help humanity solve complex problems so much faster.
Exactly. But to really appreciate the breakthrough here, we have to look at the core hurdle it clears first, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the researchers call this core problem the discovery verification asymmetry.
Wait, asymmetry. What does that actually mean in this context?
That is the perfect question. So think of it in terms of defined constraints. Generating a perfect, comprehensive answer from scratch, the discovery part, is computationally massive. It's really prone to error because the AI is just trying to hit too many targets at once.
Oh, I see. So it gets confused trying to juggle everything.
Right. But if an AI hands you a candidate answer first, verifying if it hit those specific constraints is actually much, much easier. So AREX exports this asymmetry using a bilevel system.
A bilevel system, meaning like two different layers.
Exactly. There's an inner research loop and an outer self-improvement loop. The inner loop gathers the evidence to build a provisional answer, and then the outer loop audits that answer. If the answer is weak, the outer loop targets the missing gaps and sends the AI back to refine it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let me see if I have this right. It's kind of like a master chef, right?
Oh, I like that. Go on.
So the inner loop is in the kitchen, mixing the ingredients and baking a prototype cake. Then the outer loop is the taste test. And instead of just throwing the whole cake away because it's not perfect, it pinpoints that, hey, this just needs a pinch more salt.
Yes.
And then it just sends the recipe back to the kitchen for an update.
That is a highly accurate analogy, actually. It recursively improves its state by addressing that specific feedback rather than, starting completely from scratch every time it hits a roadblock.
But practically speaking, how does it avoid drowning in its own messy history?
What do you mean?
Well, if I have 50 tabs open, I'd totally lose track of which sources were dead ends. How does the AI remember all these recipe changes without getting confused by a massive history of failed web searches?
That is where AREX introduces this learned tool called update context.
Update context, okay.
Yeah. So as it loops, it doesn't carry the entire bloated interaction history forward. It autonomously compresses its history into a refined improvement state.
Oh, that's smart.
It's brilliant. It actively discards the dead ends and the failed searches, and it only retains the verified evidence and the constraints it still needs to resolve.
So it's constantly auditing and cleaning its own workspace to stay efficient.
Precisely. It never gets bogged down.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
And taking a quick beat here, just like AREX automates and streamlines deep research by clearing out digital clutter, EmberSilk can streamline your tech ecosystem.
Very true.
This podcast is sponsored by EmberSilk. Need help with AI training or automation or integration or software development? Uncovering where agents could make the most impact for your business or personal life? Check out embersilk.com for AI needs.
They really do great work.
They really do. So getting back to that update context trick, I imagine actively tossing out dead ends saves a massive amount of computational power, right? Is that how it manages to compete with the industry giants?
That is exactly the mechanism. Because it isn't wasting compute on obsolete data, AREX can run on surprisingly small architectures.
Really? How small are we talking?
Well, it comes in a 4 billion parameter turbo model and a 122 billion parameter mixture of experts model. And the base model only activates about 10 billion parameters for any given task.
Wow. Why is that mixture of experts approach such a game changer here?
Because it only lights up the specific neural pathways required for the immediate problem. It saves immense energy, and when you pair that specialized activation with the constant memory curation, you get an incredibly lean system.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and the data backs it up. On major benchmarks like BrowseComp, Deep Search QA, and GAIA, these highly efficient models rival or beat massive proprietary models.
That is just a profound shift. We're moving from brute force computing to elegant, efficient reasoning.
We really are.
And think about what this means for human progress moving forward. If we can hand off the exhausting, recursive verification of constraints to tireless agents, we're supercharging our ability to tackle the world's most complex scientific challenges.
It completely shifts our role from data gatherers to big picture orchestrators.
Exactly. We could be looking at a new renaissance of breakthroughs where we just direct the curiosity and the AI handles the heavy lifting. It's so uplifting to think about.
It really is an optimistic future.
So I want to leave you all with a final thought today. Imagine applying AREX's outer loop to your own daily life. What if you actively audited your own learning gaps today and just recursively improved your own understanding of the universe?
That is a great challenge to take on.
Right. Just something to mull over. Well, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.